So it's a different day. It's 2 days later from my last video. I got a lot of footage that day, but the really important stuff I didn't get on tape. And I want to go back to that moment instead of showing you all the stuff that worked in the beginning, because that's not as interesting as the stuff that didn't work, which didn't actually make it onto video because I was trying to work stuff out, and I didn't know how long it would take, and I turned things off, and then I lost my balance, and so I'm reconnecting with Tundra here, who is happy to be caught, happy to come with me, but very tentative as we headed to the round pen. Very, very uncertain. And that's because of how we left it. And I had to leave it. It was hot. I was running out of time. She was tired. And I figured out that she didn't know a key, a word, which was uh, here is get going with my whip over here. Oh, I can't do this without my whip. Stick and string. Ugh. And that illustrates too, like I just have so many thoughts. I am wanting to be a teacher today. And in my balancing little tool that I'm creating, that is the function of my heart, to remember who I am and why I'm doing this. And all sorts, this is my ring finger, all sorts of baggage comes into the round pen with me. All sorts. Because this is a power microcosm. This is a place where I can be in charge and she can't get away. And I have this, which can be a teaching tool or it can be a weapon. And because I have been in relationships where the power dynamic tilted to controlling me and to intimidating me and to making me feel like there was no way out unless I complied, um, that shows up when I switch roles and am in the center and can actually um, kind of create some tension for this horse. And that's not at all who I want to be, is it? And it's not who she wants to be, and it's not who I have been. And I've delayed round penning because of this very issue. I don't want to be a dominatrix. I want to be a teacher, and I want to teach her all sorts of fun things at the pace that she can handle. So balancing for me is very real in this dynamic. I want to remember that I'm bringing baggage, and I want to be very clear about my soul's intentions and my integrity as a person. And I want to keep the stuff that doesn't belong in this circle out. And so I've done a lot of thinking in the last 2 days as to how to write myself. And I didn't tip that far, like, just to be clear. I didn't go so far as to I think really scare her. I did confuse her, and I confused myself, and I lost the thread of what we were trying to do together. And she is kind of a little concerned, and I really do want to leave this on a much more clear and positive and kind of partnership note. So the language that I didn't teach her in advance, which caused all the problems, is the difference between disengage your hindquarters and come into me and stop running, or the very related cue of keep going. And I'll try and show you the difference with her just now, realizing that she might still be quite worried about the far end of the round pen, which was the whole problem last time. And I'm not going to push that because that's not the point. I want to teach her some vocabulary, and I want to also remember the balance part of this is that it's not about the task and it's not about my control. it is about our relationship, which can be built or torn down in this environment. And I know most of you don't have a round pen and a horse. And so I hope that you can see the very strong parallels between any pressured interaction, especially where there's a power dynamic, and how if you're the one running around, you might relate to her, or if you're the one in the middle, um, providing the cues and to trying to transmit some learning. uh, both of those are very tricky, and it's really valuable to be balanced and have a circle of what I can control and what is her job, which is to be honest and to learn at the pace she can learn. And what I tip out of is remembering that she is trying. I tip out of that and I get angry. I'm using strong language here because it helps, but I get angry and I get fearful, both. And that tips me into a very physical and task oriented um, approach, which is very pincer like, right? I get very pokey and I forget that I have this third team member, which is, you know, that emotional connection, which is balancing for me the whole point of horsemanship. I need to just enjoy this relationship. So I'm gonna try and show you her confusion and also my tippiness at the point of her confusion, where I get, instead of um, spacious and gracious and soft, I get hard and driving and a little bit anxious that she's not understanding me. So I want to do this without triggering her. So we'll see. So here I am in the middle, and the vocabulary I am building is walk on, trot, and even she started to offer to canter, and that's fine, but I'm not really worried about that. So I'm going to just send her out, walk on. And what I'd really like, what I worked on for a long time, is for her to walk the perimeter and not avoid that perimeter. But you can see that her circle, there we go, walk on. And I'm just going to keep this soft. Good girl. Reduce pressure. She's doing exactly what, oh my goodness. And she's looking at the water. It's not a windy day. That really helps. Good girl. She tucked in there, but I just want to really emphasize that was a really nice try. So this here, I can't show you because I was stepping on the string. I'll try it again. So this is walk on, but this here is an invitation to draw in. Good girl. And see, at that pace, she understood it. So she saw the difference between those two cues, which are quite similar, quite big and loud, but they're fundamentally different. And I forgot that she hasn't had enough experience, especially when she's going at speed, to see those minute differences. So let's try it again. See if we can help her feel. I'm really working on my emotional side here. Feel confident. So I see that, you know, that real vigilance towards the outside of the round pen. And instead of tipping into more pressure, I'm going to try to give her space, repeat my cues, keep them to one hard thing, let her figure it out. Now we'll see. She'll either like, this is lovely. This is lovely. She just looked to me for some support. Yes, you're doing good. Yep. And I will actually be really generous with the treats. But then she like deked out and tried to escape it. And this is the tipping point, guys. This is where I want her to do one thing. She did another thing. Like, I really need to breathe through it because it's just an educational experience. If I remember my intention, it's learning. It is not and this is my imbalance. I tend to think without thinking. I feel insecure. I feel like she just blew me off. That must mean I'm not a good leader. That must mean she doesn't respect me. That must mean that I am not even worthy of her attention. I go to dark places so fast, and that is not at all what's happening here. If I can balance, if I can keep my emotional part of me, my heart intact and in the conversation, I can notice, oh, she's scared. She's uncertain. She is actually coming to me for support, but she's not brave enough yet to do that little thing that I'm asking her to do. And that's fine, guys. Like, honestly, like, we have spent very few hours in this round pen. And so I feel myself coming back to a much more stable tripod base of, again, circles and circles and circles, strong circles, right? And so I can't control her. Even though she's in my round pen, she's a separate being. I can influence, I can invite, I can teach, I can reinforce, I can provide all sorts of if then. But the minute that I tip into anger, fear, and that is masking my heart's insecurity as to my worth as a partner for her, the minute I do that, I have created a completely different relationship that is not at all in line with who I want to be. So I'm going to try it again. And I'm going to try to stay really stable in my intention, which is to teach, to support, to cheerlead, even as to how smart and willing and physically athletic she is. She can do this. She's a big horse. So here we go. She does know this cue. Walk on. Very good. Good girl. And so you see her just tensing up, getting worried because last time we left it at that, me chasing her towards that. And so I'm going to take the pressure away and teach this one. Oh, good girl, which is the opposite of what I feel like doing. Good girl. Okay, I really want to show you this because this is the point where I'm tipping. And I can feel myself tipping, and so I can right myself, whereas I used to just fall over. So she is really trying. She is really trying. So I'm back over here, and we'll do this direction. And again, she's not really clear, right? She went the wrong way because she's thinking of too many things. So I'm going to try and make it really clear. And she's driving through the queue. Ho. So this is, again, not resistance on her part. It is actually confusion. Walk on. It's confusion based on uncertainty, based on feeling a little worried. And me interpreting it as behavior or resistance or trying to make me look bad is not going to help. So I want to support this. The decision to be brave. Look at what is worrying you. and keep on following the one hard thing, which is just to keep walking, right? Which is even hard enough. So I'm just going to try not to add speed, pressure, because my tippiness is I want to rush her. And this is 100% my baggage. When I am concerned, just as she is showing me, something is concerning in the swamp over there, my tactic has been to rush. That is always what I do when I'm scared, is I go hard past it. And she's done that a few times. She's charged past it. And I've almost, rewarded that behavior. And that's going to give me a horse that bolts. So I want to support her in staying present, which I really struggle to do. And it's important that I do this by not squeezing her, by not trying to compress the challenge into a bottleneck of fear and anger, which I know gives me all sorts of energy. This is so hard for me to stay soft and gentle and keep my heart intact while there is some fear in the room. And right now, the fear is just a little bit of uncertainty and nervousness. Look at that. And the cat is hunting in the underbrush. But honestly, it's just a cat. Back up. Right now, it's just a little bit of uncertainty. And if I push her up the tall tower of stress, instead of supporting her in bringing herself down, I am not creating a good relationship with her. I am not acting in line with me. And I am certainly not doing anything to support our safety going forward as a partnership. So, nope, 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 nope. And so all of this is so instructive to me. She's fine. She's being really honest about how she feels. I can really tell what she's thinking. She's trying as hard as she can. She offers to go towards the perimeter when she can. Right now, she is. And I just really want to balance myself and stay present for her and let her slowly build her own self-confidence enough to do this hard thing, which is just to walk the circle far away from me, between what is unknown and worrisome and me, who is using some drive energy. Like, I tell you, there's so much going on in my heart that I want to acknowledge and not bring. I don't want to bring this into this kind of round pen dynamic. So that's what I wanted to show you guys today. I think I've made my point, and that's enough circling. But so far so good. She's doing better, and we're connected, and I feel still balanced and in line with myself and with my soul and with my intention for this episode here. So whew, I'm gonna keep going here, and I'm gonna try and stay the course. So I'll see you guys later.